So, yes, last time we did a thing. Guy got hit by a car. Medieval lost.jpg. It was great. I was very confused. Since it's been a while, I will reintroduce myself. How about that?
Seems reasonable.
I'm Joey. That's my weirdo girlfriend May.
You too.
And this is a game I played when I was a little kid. And it's not that good, but it's better than Dragon Law.
That doesn't take much.
No, it doesn't. The plot for this is absolutely batshit nuts, and I love it. I grew up on point and click adventure games, so this is, you know, my jam. And yeah, I do this. I'm going to try and get back to my regular streaming schedule. May is taking Tuesdays and probably Thursdays with Yakuza Kiwami.
Yeah, I want to play some more Yakuza. I've specifically held off so that I can do it stream-wise.
They did make some more Broken Sword games, but this one is probably the best one. The sequels kind of go downhill. Anyway.
I think you're probably good to make a start.
Yeah, let's start. I forgot that we named our stream file, but... Oh, wait, I don't need to side stream anything with you.
No.
No.
We already said that.
No, Discord has screen share.
Oh. Messed up. Can I embiggen that in some way?
Also, I'm looking at our DM and the first thing I see is just a giant all-cap sentence with "Why does Doshin the Giant have a belly button?" This is bothering me.
It's a fair question.
It is. Okay. So, May, you have a guide.
I do have a guide, which I just put underneath the video. So, there it is.
So we talked... I remember last time we talked to this idiot kid.
Yeah. So, have a poke around.
I pushed the switch down, but in doing so it snapped off in my hand.
Great.
It was impossible to return the switch to its original position.
We've been playing this game 2 seconds and we've destroyed everything.
Yep.
Okay, I do remember there was a thing. We've got to go up here. And talk to this man.
Hi, it's me again.
So I see. What now?
This car, by the way, looks like it has eyes.
No, it doesn't, Jerry.
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
Yeah, Lightning McQueen, that's the one.
I don't agree, but okay.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
So fast, he ran right under the car.
I mean, the car was traveling too
Okay.
fast. But you'd have thought the idiot could have...
I don't think this man understands how getting hit by a car works.
No.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him already.
Not exactly the most complicated of situations, honestly.
Responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh no, but he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
What? Why is this guy so blasé about his nephew going missing?
Don't worry about
Aren't you
it.
going to look for your nephew?
I'm worried about it.
For, from what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
Dude's got a point.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle.
his own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a moral dilemma. Stay here and guard.
I mean, yeah, climbing the haystack is the thing that we're aiming to do, right?
Yeah.
Go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard. It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
Yep.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvelous. I think I should start me inquiries at the bar.
Yeah, he's just gonna go to the pub.
Oh, okay.
He strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
Up we go, I guess. Moments after talking about what a stupid idea it is to climb up.
Yep, so the fun thing about this game actually is that there aren't really any states that... It is practically impossible to put yourself in an unwinnable state. So we won't be getting a special game over 10 hours from now.
Hopefully, anyway.
The stack of hay stopped short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland.
What, George, why?
What does that mean?
I happen to know that the solution to this puzzle is to use this on the wall.
Why?
I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall.
To make a
Oh,
step.
this seems dangerous.
Anyway, let's go.
Oh no. Look how shady he looks. Oh. Oh, it's this thing. Okay.
Yeah, don't try this at home. So, do you wanna see something fun?
Sure. Dead.
Just see George get his ass beat by a goat.
Yep.
And if you try and go down here, that thing also happens.
Why does this goat hate us so much?
It's a goat.
Well, yeah, okay. Got it.
Have you met goats?
Hmm.
So I don't think we have the tools to deal with this now. No, I don't think we do.
It doesn't seem to think you need a tool based on the guide I'm looking at. Maybe take a look around the environment.
Okay. Let's... Oh, I think I remember now. You have to... You've got to, like, lead it somewhere. Like over here or something. No. I could talk to the goat. Let me talk to the goat.
Hey, Billy. The animal fixed on me with an evil glare. Behind the malice and resentment, there was a cool intelligence. How you doing, boy? I felt as threatened as I'd been by the assassin and his goons in Paris. It was the fiercest, meanest-looking old goat I'd ever laid eyes upon. It was a rusted piece of iron, maybe part of a plow or something.
Now, I know it's got something to do with the way you move.
Wasted.
Let's face it, we're all just here to watch George get owned by a goat, right?
Repeatedly.
Okay. So I have the tools to...
Well, okay, so in the thing, it says try to go down the ladder, and the goat will ram you.
Yep.
It then says move the plowshare, and the
Okay.
goat will get tangled up.
That's... okay. I love this idiot goat. Oh, you have to do it in that specific order, and then George will run. Okay.
Okay.
The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare.
Stupid
No
goat.
way was I going near
Ha
that
ha ha.
again.
Beat that plowshare into a sword.
Yeah.
Is that a magic reference?
Yes. I mean, it's a Bible reference, but
I like that I thought of Magic the Gathering before I thought of the Bible. You know,
I
me.
mean that's because magic is a new thing.
Also, magic is a thing I like.
You're a big Bible fan.
A reverse Bible reference. Don't they just call it the Satanic Bible?
I don't know if that's the same thing as the reverse Bible.
Anyway, there's some stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
As I dipped my
Heck about with
fingers
some
in the
stuff.
soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints.
Okay, so we got some plaster
The
of Paris.
only object on the table which interested me was a small sack.
I don't know, Paul, that sounds pretty satanic to me. See, why can't we examine this man, like, is he stabbing himself with a sword? What's he doing?
Because it's not part of the puzzle. I think it's probably a night praying or something.
There's a thing.
It was a statue which had fallen from its place on the wall. 5 fingers of stone projected from the back of the carving.
Okay, so this is a really simple puzzle.
I mean, I would hope so.
The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand.
Now we have an imprint.
As I swung
Hooray.
the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand.
Does that help?
Yes.
I placed my fingers in the 5 impressions left by the fallen stone. It was weird. They fit perfectly.
And this is... So basically that's the key, this is the lock up here.
Okay.
I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened.
So,
Except, no.
the solution...
Oh, you make a mold. Okay.
I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled.
And now we just need some water. Ha, idiot goat. This isn't dangerous at all.
Nope. Totally fine.
Let's just play the animation for him going up here in reverse. Okay, so we need some water.
Guess the only place to find water is not in there.
It's the bar.
Okay, fair.
So I accidentally clicked out of the game because I'm an idiot. There we go. Animations are expensive, especially for this game, which was all hand-drawn. So I can actually forgive them that.
I tugged at the trapdoor.
Okay, so go into the bar.
And we say, give water.
That's exactly what
Water,
you do.
please.
This man sticks out like a sore thumb.
Hello. Hello there. Let me introduce you to my pals.
We've already met. I want you to know you have my sympathy.
Oh, it's just terrible, awful.
It's the worst news I heard all day.
Stop the bad news, all right, for this week and the next.
The whole year.
It's worse than that. It's the worst disaster in living memory.
Isn't it the biggest calamity in the history of the village?
I would say it's the biggest in the history of
The-
Ireland.
Biggest calamity in the history of Ireland.
Mankind put it out of the primal plot.
There's no beer.
Nothing bad has ever happened in Ireland.
There's no beer.
Is a glass of beer more important than a man's life?
Were you talking to me?
To all of you. Sean Fitzgerald has met with God knows what, and all you can do is drink.
Sean has gone for a ride in a flash car, that's all. Why don't you calm down and join us?
What about Sean? Why aren't you out looking for him?
There's no point in launching an ill-equipped expedition to save the lad. In a life-or-death situation, preparation is essential. That's why I slipped in here.
For a point.
But there's no beer.
Did they give you water?
No. I just wanted to talk to this guy since it was new
I
dialogue.
gotta go.
Okay.
So let's talk to the bartender about the lack of beer.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Hey, how about another drink?
See him again?
Do you serve cocktails?
I'll serve anyone with manners. And money.
No, I'm serious. Have you considered turning McDevitt's into a cocktail bar? Cocktails are chic, cool, and popular with younger drinkers.
What? Kids in the bar? Can you imagine it? Pinball, pimples, and puke.
Right, I get the picture. I'll settle for a glass of stout.
I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken.
I could fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician.
If only we had a way of pretending to be a professional electrician.
It's not my dear, is it?
So we show
There's
him this.
no way.
It just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
Why does it have somebody else's name on it?
Isn't that marvelous? Ha, here's the house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer.
So this is how you get behind the bar.
And when you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
Yeah, George is kind of an asshole.
I think the word is liar.
There was nothing physically wrong with the glass washer.
Now here's a good pixel hunt.
Yep.
I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug. Seemed fine to me.
So, wire, plug.
Man, being an electrician is easy.
I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire. I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a
I think this is like the third person
free half
George
Batman.
has
On the house.
actively endangered.
Could you take a look at the beer pumps?
And lied to.
So, but I'm not making any promises.
He's lied to more people than that.
I'll have a riot on my hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
Well, at least he can wash the glasses now.
What a dumb place to store a flashlight. A dark cellar. The only way I was gonna find anything down there was to feel around.
Good thing I have the gamma way up on my monitor and I can see the one thing we can interact with.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing
It
appeared.
is a tad conspicuous.
Now here's some adventure game bullshit. You have to pull this lever, go outside.
Oh, and mess with that box again. I'm assuming.
Yeah. We can open this now.
What? Why?
I lifted the trap door and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
Who's that guy again?
He's the guy who... remember in the first stream when there was the whole thing with the clown suit?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he in the clown suit? Okay.
That was the man in the clown suit. Also,
Okay.
yes, the animation is really good because it is hand-drawn. It's a combination of hand-drawn art and pixel art. Yeah, you've missed some shit. There was a man in a clown suit who blew up a cafe.
Yeah,
and
it was
that's
weird.
and that's why we're in Ireland right now. This cafe is in Paris, by the way.
Yeah. Never really made much sense.
Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door.
Yes, it was an accordion bomb.
Game is weird.
It was gem, all right.
Yep.
A large, uncut blue stone. As I held it aloft, I realized the fascination it could command. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
It's a Mario abundant.
Yeah, listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way, you're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
So we're not going to betray Mr. O'Leary's trust, but what we're also not going to do is fix his beer
Okay.
pump.
It'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari.
Don't worry about it.
So yeah, we have a thing.
It was a large blue gemstone.
Weren't we just trying to get water?
I searched
Yeah.
the trash, but
Okay.
there was nothing useful there.
Adventure games are weird.
I looked among the cleaning materials, but saw nothing I could use.
Anyway.
The slow drip of water barely dampened the towel.
Oh right, adventure games.
Yep.
You gotta turn it on first.
Coughed and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored
Do we even have anything to put
Yes.
this water in?
An absorbent beer mat.
No.
Yes.
I held the
No.
towel under the faucet and soaked
Yes.
it with water.
I'm not okay with that. It's bad. That's bad and wrong.
Man, you're gonna have an aneurysm when we use this for its intended purpose. I don't know. There's glasses everywhere. But no, we have to do it with a beer mat.
I mean, I suppose it'd be quite hard to balance a glass of water climbing up that haystack, now that I think about it.
Look at all the other bullshit we have in our pockets. Oops. Clicked outside the game again. Oh yeah, we can't break Mr. Leary's trust.
Or else, question mark.
That's why we broke into his bar to get some water, so that we could steal a priceless artifact. And Belafon, you missed the silliness with the goat. There was some silliness with a goat.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
I've missed this game. Okay, so now that we've done all that seemingly
Alright.
random bullshit,
Oh, god damn it.
there you go.
The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster.
This is stupid.
And then you pick it up because it dries instantly for some reason.
I eased the solid
I
piece
mean,
of plaster from the
No,
sand.
but alright.
Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
And then we put it in here.
The hardened plaster cast fitted
Hey,
snugly into the
why?
matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
Why are we here?
Anyway, time to save.
You didn't answer my question, Joey.
Because a bowl and a tripod.
I don't feel like that was an answer to my question.
No, that's really why we're here.
I don't feel like that was an answer to my question, though.
Anyway, we're back in Paris.
Sure.
So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's, I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill.
Why are we back in Paris?
Did any sleep at all?
How? Quick?
Not much. I had to
How?
share the room with another guy.
Okay.
Did it snow?
Hardly.
I don't think that's
We were
right.
dead. Then Leary woke me in the middle of the night to help bail out the cellar.
The cellar was flooded?
Yeah.
You forgot to
Lucky
turn
we
the
let
tap off.
faucet run.
You're an idiot.
And you say Pigram has disappeared?
Without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pigram's gem?
Why did he not get dinged for that in customs?
Whoever
I don't know.
Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
There are lots of things I don't know about what this game is doing.
Don't just sit on her table when there's a chair right there.
The media got its claws on him.
Yeah, if I was his agent, I'd get him to lose the pipe.
That dig must have been pretty important to him. He resigned his chair at Durham University to go to Ireland. And now he's disappeared.
Okay, you're just gonna sit
See
back
what
in the
you can
chair.
Find out about Professor Pegram.
Why not?
I'll take to the university. What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man. Let's take another
Anyway,
look.
let's have a look at Medieval Loss.
Okay.
This is Medieval Loss.
It's so stupid.
That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn. That's the tripod in the Kroon Museum.
Just for a recap.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces. The Night Scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my
Does it?
teachings, you will
Okay.
be enlightened.
I think they're
There's a
lying.
guy working on a loom.
There's a guy working on a loom.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
So, yeah, we're going deep into a conspiracy rabbit hole because a cafe got blown up? Question mark?
Sure.
Anyway,
I mean,
let's
why not?
see what
Do you
Nico
want to
thinks
look
of
after the
this.
gem?
No, George.
That's how conspiracies work.
Also, I've just realised we've got this back. Didn't we leave it in a haystack?
Thought we did, but
We've
I
also
guess we
still
went and
got
got
some
it.
plaster of Paris left.
What do you know about Professor Pegram?
I've seen a television program.
Don't understand.
Pegram Past. He's written a book, The Crusader Families of Ireland.
I mean, I guess we didn't use it all, but
Much as I'd like.
still.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobinot at the Kroon Museum.
Okay,
And
so
write
Nico
any
gives us
photos
our,
of anything.
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
So yeah, Nico tells us where we should go next, which is nice.
That is nice of her. I forgot what this place was like.
There's this lady knitting. But where's the
Uh-huh.
yarn she's knitting from? There's no ball
Don't
of
worry
yarn
about it.
anywhere.
She's just practicing.
What plot did you miss?
Some?
Question mark? We're going to the museum. Oh, actually, no. Should we go to the museum or should we go to the police station to see what the inspectors... You know the weirdo inspector who tried to do the psychic detection?
Oh, yeah.
Should we go talk to him or should we talk to some idiot in a museum?
I'm a big fan of talking to idiots in museums.
Okay. Are you ready for some more dumb adventure game bullshit?
Okay.
I beg your pardon. Are you Andre Lobinot?
That's me. You want my autograph?
No.
I was told you may be able to help me.
Help?
My name is George Stobart. I'd like your professional opinion.
Well, okay. Shoot.
Does the name Montfaucon mean anything to you?
Sure.
If I
Was
did
the most
this, would it
crazy
mean anything to
spectacle
you?
in Paris until the revolution.
The public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands.
Stobart is a real name.
With row upon row of arches,
In theory.
each one framing a grim
It's the name of a
exodus.
very famous truck company.
Scores of rotten
true.
corpses swung on creaking rope, while the crows devoured their flesh.
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn.
Lochmarn, that's where Pegram was digging.
That's right. He'd left the excavation before I arrived.
Should we, like, just show him this gem?
What do you make of this?
I guess.
It's the biggest gemstone I've ever seen. Where did you get it?
From Professor Pegram's messenger boy.
Gem factory.
Did Pegram find this on his dig?
Yeah, the site where this was found was a Templar castle. Do you think it could be part of the Templar treasure?
No, I shouldn't think so. You're not one of those crazies who think the Templars still exist, are you?
Well, I try to keep an open mind on the matter.
Oh dear.
Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer.
I genuinely do not know what's going on in this game
The second
anymore.
week of July?
Like, they just throw so many weird curveballs at us.
Yeah.
Just before Bastille Day.
So Pegram was in Paris at the same time.
I don't remember who is what or why.
Victims of
It's
what?
okay, that's normal.
Nothing. Just thinking aloud. Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin, but there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
I'd like your opinion on a medieval manuscript.
Vraiment? Do you have it with you?
No, it's too fragile. And besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands on it.
Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text?
There isn't much, only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures.
Without seeing the manuscript, that's a tall order.
Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest to you?
The Knights Templar.
Yes, the last time we were in the museum, it was just the guard.
This manuscript, I'd love to see that for myself.
Can you tell me anything about the Knights Templar?
I sure can, Georgie. Soldiers, diplomats,
Georgie,
mercenaries,
that's our
monks,
name now.
bankers, you name it, the Templars fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ.
Jeez.
So yeah, this game, I love this
How
game.
did the Templars get their name?
From the building in which they set up their headquarters. The King of Jerusalem gave them part of a mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and later as the Knights Templar.
You're a mine of information, Andre.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
It's almost like he's a historian? Question mark?
Almost.
Almost. Ba-doop.
How come the Templars became so wealthy?
There was a constant stream of new recruits to their ranks, many from noble families. They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So, their money, goods, and lands were donated to the order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England,
God
Spain,
looks so bored.
most of Europe, in fact. The poor Knights of Christ became the wealthiest power in Christendom.
As far as I'm aware, most of this history is correct.
Is it true
I mean,
the treasure of the
correct-ish.
Knights Templar was never found?
Who knows? So little knowledge of what really happened remains. Or, if it does, the truth has never been made public.
What do you mean by that?
The Templars have attained mythological status.
What is up with the
like
guard's
King
tie?
Arthur of the Britons. There are people even now.
I don't think it's a tie, I think it's just supposed to be like
exist.
Do you
his
think
shirt,
that's
but it's sort of bouncing up and
No,
down with his
Not
animations.
for a minute.
The manuscript is being looked after by a friend.
In Paris?
Yeah, not far from here, in fact.
Well, just give me the address and I'll come round and take a look.
I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first.
A female friend?
Yeah, she's a woman. Maybe it was my imagination, but I noticed a predatory look in his eye. Suddenly, this friendly historian had turned into the...
Oh, it could be a cravat. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
This friend who has the manuscript,
What a fool I was back 5 seconds ago.
she lives at 361 Rue Jarry.
Ah, I know it well. I'll drop by. Just as soon as I
Okay, George, why would you just give somebody else Nico's address? Don't.
Seems like a really bad idea.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't. No.
Even outside the weird conspiracy thing,
Thanks
that's
for
just
your
a bad
help, boy.
idea.
You're welcome.
Don't do that thing.
Anyway, let's go talk to a weird police officer.
Okay. Thing I cannot recommend in any circumstance.
May is not a fan of the police.
Fucked up, but true.
Excuse me.
Ah, Monsieur Stobart, n'est-ce pas?
That's correct. You remember me.
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme. That is our crime is for.
I mean, I would hope that was for fairly obvious reasons, but
Intuition.
Yes, sure.
Anyway, we have so many things to talk about.
like,
Have you heard of a man
Like-
called...
Wrinkly Obama.
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Wrinkly Obama is definitely some sort of government.
It does, that does look like Wrinkly Obama though, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
The
I would have gone more Joe Biden,
in the
but
Avenue des Hérissons.
I'm not going to yuck your yums.
Yeah, because what I'm really into is Wrinkly Barack Obama.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah.
Joey, have you ever known me to yuck anybody's yums?
Maybe
Yes.
he ruined people's
Okay,
lives.
that's fair.
You yuck yums all the time.
That is what they call me, yum yucker.
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur?
That's not the case,
Where is
that's
the
actually
victim?
false.
I'm the victim. I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
What are you going to do about Flap and Guido, Sergeant?
I'm going to bust them, monsieur. For years I have been hoping to pin something on that pair. Now's my chance. I'll show them. And the inspector.
Thanks, Sergeant. Thanks for taking me seriously.
I'm only doing my duty, monsieur.
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur.
He also calls himself Thomas Merlin.
I'm sorry, Monsieur Stobart. I don't know him. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
I love the creepy sprite for the inspector.
I know the identity of the dead guy. His name was Plantou.
Is that so? You knew him, did you?
No, but
We'll know everything there is to know about him soon enough.
I'm trying to be helpful here.
The best way you can help us is to go home, monsieur.
Like, do you don't think the police would be really suspicious about the fact that he knows all of this information?
Almost certainly.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes, I do.
Would take an awful lot of explaining.
Stobart is here to see you, monsieur.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
That was a very dynamic standing up he just did.
Listen, we've got an animation budget and by God we're going to use
Hi,
it.
Inspector, remember me?
But of course, Mr. Stobart. My mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds...
Why is this guy talking about his memory
But there
palace?
is no need.
I don't know.
If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
But
I've been taken off the case.
what about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
So, what should we ask him about?
That weird psychic hand.
What was that psycho-detective business you did in the cafe?
It is my theory that the passions evoked in violent crimes create ripples in the ether, invisible to all but the possessor of a highly developed and receptive mind.
I'm impressed. Can you bend spoons, too?
I didn't think a man of your obvious intelligence would stoop to mockery.
I'm not mocking. I've had personal experience of the power of the mind. I used to get ignored at parties until I read a book that changed my life.
Really? What was it called?
It was called The Game.
Fun and profit. He looked at me as if I'd farted at a funeral.
The power of mesmerism is a rare gift, not a party trick.
You're not gonna try any of that psychic interrogation on me, are you?
Do you find the thought of my probing distasteful?
Let's
I do
just
when
say
you call
I'd
it
rather you
probing.
didn't. I've got more doubts than doubting Thomas when it comes to mysticism.
Too bad. I think you would make an interesting subject under controlled regression.
The day I let anyone mess with my mind hasn't dawned yet.
Okay, so unfortunately we can't ask him more about his psychic powers.
Okay, that's a shame.
Ever heard of a guy called Marquet? Jacques Marquet?
Marquet? I know the name well. He has a record for suspected blackmail, kidnapping, arson, and art theft.
An all-rounder, huh? How come he's on the loose?
His bravado is matched only by the courtroom skills of his attorney.
Have you heard of the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. But of course, monsieur, their fame is widespread.
Is that the French word?
throughout France.
Okay.
We haven't forgotten them.
I don't think it is.
Unlike
I
the
think
rest
that's
of
a lie.
Europe.
It was the King of France who persecuted them, though.
Indeed.
That shook his cool. Underneath his cultured facade, the man was real twitchy.
Why are you trying to...
You're obviously a great admirer of the Knights Templar.
They were men of great honor,
Like,
monsieur.
why are you trying to rile up this man?
Flower of chivalry.
Not everyone would share your views, Inspector.
Why not?
Not everyone shares my passion
Hmm?
for Bartok.
Why not?
But if the Templars were as honorable as...
That's enough. I do not wish to hear
You're stupid, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Rude.
Anyway, let's continue to talk to him about this thing he doesn't want to
Why
talk
do you get
about.
so wound up about the Knights Templar? They've been dead for centuries.
That he is explicitly asked not to talk about.
Maybe his ancestors were Templars. Whatever. I saw the anger flare in his eyes like a distant summer thunderstorm.
The Templars were the first true internationalists. 800 years on, and still the world is fragmented by nationalistic flag-waving fools. You will excuse me.
So we pissed him off.
Hooray!
Let's leave before he beats us up. Anyway, we have 2 new places to go, the hospital or Montfaucon. Which one does the guide say to go to?
Let's have a quick look. You've gone ahead of the guide. So...
Or should we let chat decide? Mont is a mountain in French, yes.
It's saying something about a part where you play as what's her name?
Yeah. Oh no,
Did you already do that?
that's the director's cut, love.
Okay. Okay, so you've done that. Hospital, it says next.
Okay, let's go to the hospital.
L'hôpital.
The old building managed to retain some of its original grandeur, but the modern additions look like a baseball cap and a statue of a medieval saint.
Tenez à droite.
I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to...
Why are you robbing an
I
ambulance?
gripped the handle with an
Why not?
involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The door...
Sometimes you gotta rob an ambulance.
God damn it, George. I hate you. Anyway, here's the hospital.
I guess.
Let's talk to the receptionist.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagen?
Is this lost?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plants. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
Why is
You're
this
not talking to me anymore.
Why is this American lady working in a French hospital?
Oh. Immigration?
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
Yeah, look at that mustache doctor posing. He's a JoJo. Look at him.
Oh, is this Joseph Joestar pretending to be
A doctor, yeah.
a doctor?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Should we tell the truth or lie?
Always lie.
Yeah, I'm his, long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age. After a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not. So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Anyway, should we talk to mustache doctor?
Sure.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
If he does say son of a bitch, I am gonna have to leave.
In which department does he work?
It's just the way it is.
He's a patient.
I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting hours, don't you?
This is important. I have to talk to Marquet urgently.
We make no exceptions to the rules.
It's a matter of life and death.
The well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death. That's why we have rules.
I think I ought to warn you that Marquet...
I love this doctor because he's like the voice of reason in all the stupid shit that George is trying to
He's in a
do.
league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense.
Doctor needed in Slack Tongue Clinic.
Okay, these employers have paid in advance for one of our most exclusive private rooms.
Could you tell me who Marquet's employers are?
Certainly not.
So yeah, this doctor is following the
Thanks
rules.
for your help.
Weird.
Refuses to break doctor-patient
Hi, my
confidentiality.
name's George Stobart.
Messed up.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny.
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit. Do you know anything about a patient?
Why is this
named
guy
Lord
giving us
Kay?
shit?
And no, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang.
What did we specifically do to him?
I don't know.
See you later.
Right.
Anyway. Despite the fact that it's not visiting hours, this man is still posing. I think his animation broke.
Really, we're just gonna walk in.
Yeah?
Okay.
It just takes you back.
I guess he knew he wasn't allowed.
I think it's implied that he got lost.
Okay. It's very not bright.
I think I have to show somebody something.
Excuse
I
me.
think I have to show the receptionist something.
Okay.
There.
So let's...
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin.
There we
Marquet's
go.
been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh dear. He's on ward J2. That's... Nurse Grendel's ward.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real
Pavlova's
nightmare.
dogs.
And then some.
I don't think that's a
Nurse
thing.
Grendel is that bad. How come the
No, it's
authorities-
Pavlov.
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
No, I mean there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on her.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Well,
Thanks
thanks,
for your
lady.
help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
This guy doesn't look odd. He's just a normal-looking dude.
It is a tad judgy.
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem.
Also,
I
May,
never
I'm going to
let
need
life
you
get
to
on top of
unmute the
me.
Twitch stream and listen to this man's accent.
What's your secret?
Right, it's easy.
I'm not on the Twitch stream.
And whistle this little
Watching the
tune.
thing, Gary.
You know what?
Okay.
If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
but I'm going to assume that it's the greatest accent that anybody has ever had.
Well, just look at what Paul's saying.
Do you know a nurse called Grendel?
Oh, okay.
Sure I do.
Is she on duty today?
Yeah. End of the corridor, Ward J2.
Wait, why is this man from Birmingham
Seen
in
any
Paris? I don't
characters?
understand.
No, in Paris, working at a hospital as a janitor.
But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You take good care of the rascals, I'll bet.
I mean, the real
you
answer
will.
is probably just
With a
that that's the
friend like
person who
him,
they could
I've
find to
no
do
fear
his
of
voice.
presses.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you?
No,
I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind my back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull through.
Whatever you've got with this metal mopwood is probably a fine and noble thing.
It is? Say, it's not every day I meet someone as crazy
okay.
as me.
So this guy absolutely loves his polishing machine, so obviously the thing we need to do to progress is destroy it.
Where I'd find a patient
Aw.
the next day?
No, I'm not allowed on the
But
ward,
why?
Mr. Shiny.
See you later.
It seems unnecessarily mean.
Now.
We don't have to do it yet, though.
I don't think that's fair.
Maybe the face of the unaccountably happy domestic had made me unduly suspicious. I mean, I knew it was only my imagination, but the water tasted, well, peculiar.
Anyway. Oh, I got lost again.
Awesome.
There we go.
Oui, monsieur.
Is this Ward J2?
It is, but you're not supposed to be here. We have strict rules about visiting hours.
Can't you make an exception? I've come all the way from California.
You must speak to the doctor.
I can't wait that long.
What if he's not sick?
You
Wow.
can't talk like that here. This is a hospital. You will have to leave.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward.
Why are they
He has
just
been
telling you
placed in
these things?
isolation.
Yep.
You can tell me how my brother is.
These seems like the sort of things that they should not just be telling people.
Jacques Marquet.
Let me see. He's satisfactory.
I was told he was dying.
Oh, well, he is, but the doctor described his condition as satisfactory. That's quite an improvement on yesterday.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
No, she's really not that strict. She just follows the rules.
Thank you, nurse.
You may come back at visiting time, monsieur.
What a
Thanks.
nerd.
When is that?
The second Tuesday of each month.
Okay, so, wanna commit a crime?
Sure do. I love the crimes. Why did it take so long to turn off?
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
Oh no.
Don't worry, Mr. Shiny will be okay.
I don't think you will.
We just needed him to be out of the way so we could open this door, steal a
Be a
doctor's
ghost.
jacket, and do a crime.
Wow.
Dr. Stobart at your service.
No.
Anyway, let's do a crime.
Let's not do a crime.
Yes, let's do crimes.
Have we considered not doing crime?
Good
Wow.
afternoon, Doctor.
This is
Oh,
bad.
hi. Is this Ward J2?
This is not okay.
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
Did she not recognize you from like
He's
4
been
seconds ago?
complaining of
Nope.
loss of consciousness. You'll need this.
Why?
Doctor.
I don't. No.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks. Hi, I'm Dr. Stobart.
No, you're not.
Hello, Doctor.
You're a liar.
The nurse told me you keep losing
It's
consciousness.
literally illegal. Stop it right now.
I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience. Like death, but not so conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I was formulating a diagnosis all the same. This guy
What's the matter
was
with this
nuts.
blood in the
I know
foreground, by the
exactly
way?
what you mean. It's known
It's
in
green.
medical
Don't worry
field
about it.
as blinking.
Is it serious?
Of course it isn't serious. It's perfectly natural.
But just think, 2 seconds every minute. Why, that's almost half an hour every day. 2 weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney. Which bed is Marquet in?
He's round the corner, in solitary.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know, but the men who brought him in were wearing masks and rubber gloves. Hey, you're a doctor. How come you don't know?
We doctors don't know everything.
Then how come you act like you do?
No, the foreground blood definitely... It's definitely got some bits in it.
I think that's like the bag.
Okay.
I think it's supposed to
Has
be.
Marquet had any visitors?
Nah, neither have I. That's the worst thing about being in hospital. You feel like the rest of the world has abandoned you.
Well, you know how it is. Life goes on.
Thanks for those comforting words.
Yeah, I think it's just bad dithering.
Do you know what this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
Do you know what this piece of equipment is called, May?
Which piece of equipment?
The
Well,
blood testerometer
goodbye,
squeeze
good luck.
thing.
Thanks, Doc.
Oh, yes, and I've forgotten what it's called. It's Figno something or other, man, I forget it.
Sorry, this is an in-joke based on a question in
Could you take a
Pointless?
look at the client in bed
Yeah.
3 now?
About a
His
ridiculously,
name is Boris Sopmarsh.
What's his problem?
ridiculously hard to
He
get
just now came out of theater.
anagram.
He's recovering from major surgery.
I'll have him up and about before you can say, Lazarus, get out of your bed and walk.
Yeah, blood
It's fig-
testerometer squeeze thing.
Sphygmo something or other.
Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down
Sphygmoma
the road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure.
Manometer.
Your problem is
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it. What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he?
So many English people in this
Mine
hospital.
before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
Double leprosy.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
And then he proceeds to not do that.
See you later.
Yep. Anyway, I have to walk away now.
I'm going to take your blood pressure. Psych, not really.
Doctor,
What is it now, nurse?
number 2 again. He won't tell me what he wants. He said you'll only talk to a man.
Do I have to? That guy's nuts.
Doctor, I'm surprised at you. There's no way to talk about our clients.
Okay, I'll see him. But I'm telling you, he's a hypochondriac.
George, your bedside manner needs
Hello
working
again.
on.
You're not pretending to be a doctor needs working on.
No, I don't.
Okay, let's just show him
Do
everything.
you recognize this red nose?
Nah, I don't.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nah, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
One of your colleagues?
No, he really is a murderer.
I've never seen him before.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
No, Doctor.
Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
Do you know what this tool is used for?
Eye surgery.
Gross.
That's a dumb thing to say.
Yep.
It's not sharp enough. Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Nah, I haven't.
Do you know what this is?
Is it self-raising flour?
No. I thought about giving him an electric shock, but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy.
What am I supposed to
Have you
talk
any
to this
idea
guy
what
about?
this is?
Please. Take it away
Let's
before
consult
I throw up.
the sphygmomanometer.
I did.
Do you know what this
Did
is?
you do all the...
No. Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
It's saying you should try to go to the right.
Okay.
Doctor,
What is it?
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
Yeah, you haven't taken his blood pressure yet.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Nice excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, You didn't finish taking my blood pressure.
What? Okay.
Okay, let's try again.
I hate the squeezy thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
Okay, so let's talk to the nurse again.
Did you talk to Joseph Joestar after
Pardon
getting
me,
the
nurse.
doctor's coat?
Oui, monsieur.
No, let's go talk
Thank
to
you,
Joseph Joestar.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I believe you have to go and do that. Okay, Joey.
What?
You did it.
Oh, god damn it.
Just leave and come back.
Ah, there we go. I found the magic pixels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, usually it's nurses that do the whole blood pressure thing.
Well, can be anybody who does it.
I will talk to the janitor after I'm done talking to Joseph Joestar here. He hasn't moved, by the way.
Nope.
Excuse me, sir.
You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bernie, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Do your own babysitting, Gramps. Who do you think you are, anyhow?
I am Felix Hagenmeyer.
And may I say what an honor it is to meet you in person, sir. You are on my medical wall of fame. Right up there with Pasteur and Leary. I look on it as a privilege, no, an honor, to look after your nephew, sir.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Great.
I guess we're gonna kill people.
Let's go do some
So long,
doctoring.
Hagenmeyer.
I think the point is now you have somebody who, in theory, knows.
Yeah, this is an escort quest.
Yeah.
Luckily, it takes us directly to where we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
So let's see what happens now.
You haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
How come he gets preferential treatment? It's because he's got money, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not like that. I'll come back when you've dealt with that chip on your shoulder. Hey, Benoit!
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, miss.
You know, the one standing like 4 feet away.
I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Shut up, Benoit.
Okay, sir.
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Are you ready with that pressure gauge?
Prime and ready to pump, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Saltmarsh.
Okay.
I like that one of the options is to use it on the nurse.
Yep. Because why wouldn't you do that?
Rather you than me, pal.
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
Wow, how did you... Okay.
Mm.
They wanted to spell that word like 3 or 4 different ways. And just decided to try all of them at the same time.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster. Quickly, tell him that I have found the tripod right here in Paris.
You have it?
Not yet, but it's been taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them?
We've met. What about the Hashashin?
Is more likely to have followed.
So there's some conspiracy words that you know.
Stop at nothing to prevent
Well, yeah.
the reforging of the sword.
And that's bad, is it?
As for Klausner, he is gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
No consequences.
Nope.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Well, that was convenient timing.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter! The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
Why? Okay. Well, I said no consequences. There are some consequences here.
There are no consequences for George, however, for impersonating a medical professional.
Well, no.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Well, that seems like it might be a reasonable cutting off point for now, Jay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait until Nico's finished talking.
Yeah, yeah.
Doctor and take advantage of a dying man.
Yeah.
Was it Khan?
What kind of person would do
I
that?
don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away out the window.
Okay, so we'll get through this conversation with Nico.
Have you ever heard of the Hashi Ashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again. Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. Have you found out any more about the Knights Templar?
Yes, I have. The guy responsible for their downfall was Philippe IV, the King of France, otherwise known as Philippe le Bel. Well, he is known to history as Philippe the Fair, but I doubt if the Templars called him that. I'm sure André will tell you all about him.
And that's all for our conversation with Nico.
I better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Okay.
Which one, Rosso or Sergeant Mou? Oh, were you referring to André?
I'll let you work it out.
So yeah, that's as good a cutting off point as any. We've done some things today. We've done crimes.
Yeah, several crimes actually.
How many crimes have we committed today?
At least 3.
Let's see.
Impersonating a doctor.
Yeah.
Breaking and entering.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sabotage.
Yeah, messing up that goat, probably the crime.
I don't, like, the goat wasn't injured, it just got stuck. Like, somebody probably came and rescued it. Like, somebody's got to come over there and, like, feed it occasionally, right?
It's the probably that gives me some...
My headcanon is that the goat was fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we messed up that glass cleaner. We messed up Mr. Shiny.
True.
Poor Mr. Shiny. Anyway.
Yeah.
I will leave it here. I will press save and then save. But before I go, there is a thing that I'm doing. I don't usually do this, but you know, I might as well start. On my Patreon this month, thanks to a generous donation by my good friend Remy, I am giving away a SNES Mini.
Oh yeah.
So if you pledge $10 or more before December 1st, you are in the running. You get multiple entries for every multiple of $10. So if you pledge 50, then you'll get 5 entries. I will be picking names out of a hat to see who gets it. It will be coming straight from Remy to you. So
when are you going to draw that, Jerry?
I'm going to draw that on the 2nd
of
December.
That's a little close.
It is a little close. I announced this last month.
Okay, fair enough.
But I'm just reminding people of it.
Okay, deal.
But yeah, it's I'm drawing it on the 2nd out of all the processed patrons and stuff like that. So if you want to pledge just for that thing, I seriously don't mind.
Yeah.
Because it's still $10 towards me and what I do, and you're in the running to get a SNES Mini, which is apparently incredibly hard to get in the States.
At the minute, yeah, they just vanished. So.
But yes, one already exists. It is in Remy's hands, and it will come straight to you if you win that. So go do that if you can. I will appreciate it very much, and maybe you'll win something. I'm going to draw the name. I'm going to draw the winner on stream. Like, I've got the webcam set up for it and everything.
Okay.
So.
And then tomorrow is more Yakuza Kiwami?
Yes, tomorrow is... I don't know why you're asking me, because it's your stream.
Well, no, I was just like, okay.
Oh yeah, we also replaced the fuse with wire, which is probably going to cause a fire.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's definitely a crime, right?
Let's go away and form an alibi.
Let's go away and think about the things that we've done.
Okay.
Anyway, yes, May will be streaming some more Yakuza Kiwami tomorrow. Look forward to that, because I am. Good night.
Good night, nerds.